from Sirius. Now, he was one of the only gods who would break down this mystery system for us. Now, he was right. We came from Sirius, and it is called the Dog Star. Now, they will talk about your 3 wise kings in the Bible. And also, these pyramids in Egypt is directly lined up with the Orion's belt. And some nights, you would be able to see the stars over the pyramids in Egypt. Now, this was an ancient Egyptian science. Now, the Greeks would translate Orion to Oranos, and they would create their own god. But Orion originally means heaven. Now, it's important you guys understand that the underworld, the afterlife, and heaven is all the same thing. And Anubis is the god who controlled these realms. He is also known as the Black Sun. Some may call him the Morning Star or the Blazing Star. And if you guys pay attention to the star system Sirius, it looks just like a dog. Now, the dog would be able to see perfectly in the nighttime and daytime. Anubis is the doorway to the afterlife. Every time you go to sleep, this is also Anubis' realm. When you pass away, this is also Anubis' realm as well. Now, we all know that Sirius is this heavenly realm. And once upon a time, these gods was walking on earth. Now, Rashad Jamal would state that we was transported here inside of dolphins. But in reality, earth was in a higher frequency. Now, we have energy points and chakras within the body. And the earth will have a chakra system as well. Everything is energy. Everything have a spirit, even the earth. We all know it's a glass dome in the sky. And they are stating that they can't get through it. The way into our planet is at the bottom. You can't come in from the top. That radiation up there in the sky will drive you crazy. So basically, my point I'm getting to is we was already here. Sirius is just a higher dimension of Earth. And when Mother Earth is in her highest form, this world we living in used to be a mystical fairy kingdom. You will see a lot of things that you didn't even know exist. Earth was originally a water planet, and our kingdoms were set up underwater. This is why you have aquatic features and serpent DNA within you. It's all a part of the evolution. Now, they said one day Sirius would return, and this is symbolic for our Earth going up into a higher frequency. Anubis is the god that come and take you to the afterlife. Some may even call him the angel of death. And a lot of people are scared of the word Lucifer, when Lucifer just means the morning star. That is Anubis. Like in your Bible, they mention how this star will fall out the sky, and we will be given keys to the bottomless pit, which is Earth. And a lot of people believe in Egypt that this Egyptian statue used to be Anubis. He would be in control of these higher dimensions. Now, out of all the ancestors, Anubis was one of the first gods who would reveal itself to me. And your Dogons in Africa is connected with Anubis. But they will give you the truth wrapped in a mystery. And it is up to you to open up your third eye and understand the message within. Now, I just want to say peace to the God Rashad Jamal, because ain't nobody else break this down for us. He broke it down from his understanding. And I did the same as well. I hope y'all like the lecture. Family, today we'll be talking.
Yeah? This is the warning. If any more of our little brothers are even a hair on their head is touched, yeah? I'm telling you, you're going to see more than 100 bites. You're going to see more than 1,000 people. Yeah, because we're not having our little brothers brutalized like this. It's bad enough that we're fighting each other and killing each other in the streets. That's bad enough. Us burying each other because we're killing each other because of the racist system, how they put us in poverty places and they pitch us against each other, that's bad enough. Yeah? So to have racist people be murdering our brothers on these roads, but we're not going to have it. Facts. Yeah, and I'll die on that. And there's 1,000 man in Brum that will die on that. And 1,000 man in London. And 1,000 man in Manchester. And 1,000 man in Nottingham. More lions. You better know what time it is. So this is the message we're putting out there. Yeah, this is the message we're putting out there. Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
To my little brothers, it's bad enough that we're killing each other in the streets. Cause that even needs to stop. We can't be men. We're not looking after our communities. We're dying before our time. And the worst thing is, it's our mothers who bore us. They're the ones that we leave in pain. And we got to think about them first. We got to think about the community first. We got to think about our family first. Why? Because we're forever
Family.
Forever
Family.
Forever
Family.
Forever
Family.
Forever.
So I just heard this on the 99.5 The Wolf, or 97.5 The Wolf, whatever the Wolf channel's on. They're asking people in Dallas to turn off their lights between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. Why would they be asking that? And they come out and said that a lot of the businesses will be turning down their lights, and it's got to do with the migration of the birds. Huh? Since when do we start turning off our lights for some migration of the birds? They're saying the birds can't find their way to their destination. Find that a little ironic. They said Reunion Tower would be lowering their lights. You know, the big old Reunion Tower in Dallas? They're going to be lowering their lights for the next month for the migration of these birds. We ain't never done this in history, ever. Why all of a sudden they want everybody to turn their lights off or keep their lights off for the birds to be able to see the stars? What? I think there's something better going on. I think this is some kind of a secret operation. Maybe Operation Lights Out. And they're asking to do this for the whole month. For the whole next month. Either this month, the rest of this month, or starting next month. Kind of ironic, don't you think? They're asking everybody in Dallas to turn off their lights between 9 and 6. 9 p.m. till 6 o'clock in the morning. A little strange about that. I don't think that's got anything to do with migration of the birds. I really don't. What do y'all think?
Then you saw the driver take a gun and go like this, and the bullet comes out of the gun this slow. Very, very, very slow. And I'm thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctored tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no, you know. And he says, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media. Now the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun. And he stops the tape. And he says, look at the tree. And there's the top of a tree growing in air. And he says, this is the one that you're seeing on the media. And it's been doctored. He looked very, very intently at me and he said, nothing is as it appears to be. That tape was the last thing he did before I left. And it occurred to me that that was shown so that it would provide deniability for Robert Booth Nichols. He had to have doctored that, to have put half a tree in that film. So that, you know, my ability to see the truth or to report the facts kind of goes out the window when you start describing that film. Especially if you say you believed it. I can tell you right now, I saw it. There's no question what I saw. But like he said, nothing is as it appears to be in this world, their world.
This is a statue of an indigenous American, Taino Indian from America. This statue was made by Jean Jules Sampson in the 1800s. He was a French sculptor from the times. Look at her left hand. That is a pineapple. pineapples are indigenous to America. We know the truth now.
The nigger was too stunned to speak.
I got a couple for you. Did you know on the plantations they would force children as young as 6 years old to perform orgies in front of them before shortly joining in? Did you know they would host Super Bowl-like events to watch a black man and or woman be tortured alive? And they would be out there cheering it on like it's fourth quarter OT. And by all means, they would have little Johnny and Emily down there trading our body parts like baseball cards. Did you know sagging really didn't start in prison? Sagging actually started on these gay plantations, letting the grown-ass white man know which little black boys were available and which ones weren't. Now spell sagging backwards. You got us again. Did you know in the transatlantic slave trade that they would take the most attractive black woman and or little girl, shackle her to a bed, and let's just say on a 3-month journey she only had enough time to sleep 3 full nights. And she clearly didn't survive past 1 year due to the immense amount of sexual assault or the diseases they brought into our lands. Black men, did you know while you were being mutilated, burned alive, tied around trees, they would cut your Johnny off and give it to a white girl as a souvenir? And they wonder why they got jungle fever.
Jason's name popped up in reference to Kathy White. Fans are speculating that maybe Jason knows something about Kathy's death. Now, going back to Hollywood Street King's post from August 2010, it states that last September, Corey, which was Kathy's nickname, and Claudia were spotted at Las Vegas Tao nightclub, sitting at a table with Jay-Z and Puffy, and Beyonce was nowhere to be seen. We're told the entourage was there to see the boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Juan Manuel Marquez. And then later that same day, Hollywood Street King published another post about Jay-Z and Kathy, claiming that once the story about Jay-Z's mistress broke, the alleged mistress, Kathy Coriana White, immediately deleted her Twitter and Facebook account. The post also apparently included a photo of drunken Claudia Jordan being taken away on a stretcher to the hospital as a result of a fall in the shower of her hotel room in Las Vegas. Now, this photo has been removed from the original post. However, we do know that Claudia was in Vegas multiple times throughout 2009. She was there for the Miss USA pageant in April 2009, and then this article published in May 2009 by Las Vegas Sun mentions Claudia, Jay-Z, and Diddy partying in Vegas with a bunch of other celebs. The article states, Jay-Z and Kansas City chief Larry Johnson partied at a VIP table next to the DJ booth. Unfortunately, the former Def Jam CEO and 4040 Club co-founder's better half, Beyonce Knowles, did not join them. Deal or no deal beauty Claudia Jordan, on the other hand, did stop by their table to say hello. Now fast forward to September 2010, and Hollywood Street King published another post about Kathy White titled Jay-Z's Mistress Kathy White Exposed. The post claimed that just before Jay-Z and Kathy attended the Sin City fight, Jay purchased a $2,500 pair of Louis Vuitton shoes for Corey to wear that evening. And allegedly, Jay requested Corey bring a few friends to ride with them that evening in order for them not to appear as a couple. According to Hollywood Street King, Jay also took Corey gambling at the Bellagio Casino, and he was reportedly adamant about Corey's friends circling the pair during their time at the table in an attempt to cover their public appearances. Now, if you're wondering where Beyonce was in September 2009, well, conveniently, she was overseas on her I Am World Tour. The Floyd Mayweather fight that Jay-Z allegedly attended with Kathy in Vegas took place on September 19th, 2009, and on that day, Beyonce had a concert in Sydney, Australia. Anyway, after Hollywood Street King first reported on Jay-Z's alleged affair with Kathy, no one really paid much attention to it until news broke.
All you motherfuckers right now, if you buy that pay-per-view on Netflix, the Jake Paul and the fucking Mike Tyson fight, you're all a bunch of fucking dummies. Did you see the rules and regulations on that shit? Jake, first of all, let me tell you something. Jake Paul, nothing but a fucking bum. Now, smart as fuck. Smart as could be. Hell of a promoter. But what a fucking bum. Did you see the rules in this shit? One, Jake Paul can wear a helmet. Mike Tyson, absolutely forbidden to wear a helmet. Number two, did you see how much weight is required that Mike Tyson has to lose to try to match the fucking weight of Jake Paul? The guy's gonna be emaciated. It's absolutely. Hold on, ready? Rule number 3. Jake Paul at any given time can have his brother jump in the ring to do a 2-on-1, a gang up on Mike Tyson. I gotta tell you, Jake Paul, just to have to sign or actually construct this contract together makes you a fucking pussy. This is absolutely bullshit. This is absolutely unfair. This is absolutely a promotional fight that absolutely means nothing. It is not serious. It's a joke. It's entertainment for purposes only. And this has nothing to do with boxing and anything that should happen in a ring with 2 men that are fighting. This is disgusting. And for Mike Tyson, I gotta say, brother, I love you. Mike, Midnight loves you. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna reach out to all my followers that I would say cancel this fucking fight. You don't need the money, number 1. And number 2, if you need the money that bad, I'll reach out to everybody and I'll say everybody send Mike Tyson $100 from your fucking paycheck. Donate to his life for being an incredible fighter. His whole entire life has entertained us. And fuck Jake Paul with his bullshit rules. And that's all I gotta say about that. Midnight, I am out. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Michael Jackson was his original body, I'm gonna put it like that, really discovered in 2005. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Somebody had tagged me in another video, so I went and looked, and this is what I found. Santa Barbara, California. During a search for evidence at the Neverland Valley Ranch, investigators discovered a corpse that has been identified as that of Michael Jackson, Santa Barbara police officials announced Tuesday. Coroners have officially pronounced Michael Jackson unalived. From what we can tell, he unalived between 18 and 20 years ago. Okay, now that puts the timeline between 1978 and 1979. Now, Tim Holbrook, the investigator, said that we are not certain at this time who or what has been standing trial in the Santa Maria courthouse. According to Holbrook, Jackson's was buried just inches below a stretch of the miniature train tracks that run throughout Neverland. The largely desiccated corpse wore the remains. They said they found him below the train that runs throughout Neverland, just inches below like the tracks. We positively identified the body as Jackson by his dental records and DNA. Holbrook said that although the corpse was in an advanced stage of decomp, when investigators compared the body to early career publicity photos of Jackson, they saw a striking resemblance in bone structure and facial features. But when they compared the body to photos taken after 1987, the resemblance was negligible. This discovery raises lots of questions, but it also sheds light on a number of disturbing incidents, Holbrook said. Frankly, Jackson had been acting pretty strange. Forensic experts and music critics are postulating that Jackson was dead before the release of the multi-platinum album Bad. Now, I just want to say that we all know, and Suge Knight and everybody's been saying, that the Zionists are the ones. And do you think Sony really wanted him to go out on his own and make his own money? No. It said here that detectives are currently analyzing the lyrics to Man in the Mirror for any clues relating to a look-alike entity that may suspect unalived the youngest member of the Jackson 5 and assumed his identity. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. We believe that Neverland served as some sort of freakishly whimsical tomb constructed by Jackson's unaliver, Holbrook said. We also suspect that all of the iniquities that occurred on that ranch were the work of the imposter. Now, this was in 1979, okay? And just a short period later, you get this. And here is the train. Now, someone has said, named Allard, he said he thinks that the imposter broke ties with Jackson's former friends and surrounded himself with children who were too young to notice the radical change. Holbrook went on to say that he didn't know who this creature was. You know, and it's weird because, you know, Sony They weren't liking him wanting to change his persona from Michael Jackson and go to MJ. Then, you know, there was that incident with that Pepsi where he got burnt up real bad or whatever, and that's what they said led to this, but I just don't know. You know how the music industry is with their fucking cover-ups. I mean, for reals. I mean, just remember 1979, just a few years later. Completely different. That looked like Nancy Pelosi. I don't give a fuck. So a man that was talking in the article said that one of the employees there took him to Michael Jackson, and he noticed that it was him in pajamas and a bunch of kids eating ice cream watching 101 Dalmatians. And the other Michael, this one, was not like that. So, why the change? Let me know what you think. Like, share, follow, and comment for part 2.
People knew what happened to Judy Garland, it would make them sick that this shit is still going on right now. They put her on drugs. They put her on all kinds of stuff. She couldn't sleep. She became an alcoholic to deal with all the sexual abuse. Like, you sitting there watching all these great films and these young people, and it looks like they're having the time of their life, and it looks like it's great. And the truth is, they being touched, they being sucked, they being fucked, they being traded. If people actually knew Michael Jackson's childhood after they were signed to Motown.
I mean, even when it came to Charlie Sheen, him and one of the Corys, I can never remember which one. He did him right by the trailer. Just popped him right in the butt, just right by the trailer. And nobody said anything. Just business as usual. So I could only...
Somebody told the truth.
Like,
and these niggas have been doing this shit for 50, 60 years, and they've been getting rich on other people's pain.
Yeah.
Laughing all the way to the bank and telling these people to smile through it all.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about, I want to talk about the Tatarians. And the reason why I want to talk about the Tatarians, because these are your people. And this was an advanced civilization that they erased from history. And I'm going to show you this book. And it's the One World Tatarians. This was a civilization that was destroyed a century ago. And these people right here was of higher consciousness. What they did to us, they erased them even off the map. They erased these people off the map and everything. And what they did was they gave you you at a low frequency. They put you at a low frequency, so you wouldn't understand who you are. So you would think that you was a slave, like they told you. But see, they told us that we was a slave. They told us that we was never shit, and now they're quiet. And the only people you see talking is melanated people that look like us. And the reason why they talking, because they're trying to save their goddamn stuff. Because they know once this government falls, it's over with for them too. Because see, everything is connected. The Boule is connected with the CIA, the federal government. They connected with that shit. That's why they give them trinkets to keep you asleep. But see, it don't work anymore. Because we don't go for that anymore. We don't fuck with the Boule no more. The fuck I gotta look at you because you got a talent. You just got a fucking talent. If I look deeper, I'll probably have many talents too. It's just my shit ain't showcased because I don't have the bloodline that you motherfuckers have. Cause see, when you in the boule, it's a bloodline, and it ain't got nothing to do with hate. Cause I don't want your shit. Cause it's easy to sell out, but what is challenging when you have to go against a lot of people because you haven't sold out. People come for you because you haven't sold out. See, because they'll use anybody that sell out. They don't give a fuck. Because it's about keeping this establishment going. You don't listen here. When you take up for this government, you fight against the universe. And I'm gonna show you who the fuck you are. And it's strange because I had a dream, and I'm a dreamer of dreams. I dream a lot. And I had a dream, and it was quite strange that it was showing me shit that I had never seen before. Before I even picked up this book, it was showing me like For instance, I'm not gonna go deep into it, but like the guy threw a suitcase down, and it wasn't even a guy. I see the suitcase, and the suitcase got thrown down on the ground, and out of that suitcase, a whole motherfucking big building was built from when the suitcase opened up. It just kept going, and it was a whole big building that was built from that little small suitcase. We are very elite people. We are very intelligent, intellectual people, but we have been brought down to the lowest denominator to the point we was gods, and they turned us into slaves.
Remember I told y'all when the second sun come back, there will be no more nighttime. We never had a nighttime. We only experience nighttime because the second sun is gone. And what we think is a sunset is not a sunset. That's actually the sun just moving down to the other parts of the land, of the planet. Remember, it's way more land on this planet that they haven't told us about, class. So what we was taught in school was the sunset was a complete lie when they taught us that. No, what we think is the sunset is merely the sun rotating down to the other parts of the earth that we, or if you want to call it that we have been cut off from with these ice walls in Antarctica. All right, it's gonna start getting to the point once the second sun come where y'all ain't gonna see no more night times. The darkest it's gonna get is gonna look like a sunset when the sky be like that purplish. That's as dark as it's gonna get. Other than that, it's gonna always be bright day. That's how our planet never went to a jet black. Never. It was never like that originally before they landed. Right? But when they pushed that second sun out of our atmosphere, all right, that's what made it like that. Nighttime is not natural to our atmosphere, y'all. It's finna blow. It's finna fuck some people up when y'all see no more nighttime soon. That's us in the middle. That's our land. Then we got brothers and sisters on this land, and they stuck in that ice ring. Then we got brothers and sisters on this land. You see it? All out here, and they surrounded by ice wall. And that's what they did to our realm. Okay?
That was weird. That was right before the clapping. Bars are clapping right now. Every time you see that loud bam right there, that's them clapping. I think it's projected into there.
born. We want to know why we're being told that they were built with hammers and chisels. Today, I think we take a step closer to finding out where this incredible knowledge of construction truly came from, where we are all aware of the massive continent that was completely left out of our mainstream textbooks, the land of Mu. So let's go even deeper. When we go back to this article from the Courier Journal from 1925, nearly 100 years ago, where it reads, according to the records from Colonel Churchward and the East Indian High Priest, the records state that some people were brought by flying machines to India from the land of Mu in the Pacific Ocean. The records say that Mu was the motherland of man. In Mu was the Garden of Eden, where they had cities, where they learned to build palaces of marble. They acquired the skill to quarry gigantic blocks of stone and to transport them long distances and to carve them into human faces. Like we saw in episode 60 in Easter Island, where the records say that the people of Mu navigated the air and had ships where they sailed to far distant lands with rich cargo. And now that we know all of this, I want to show a few things. First of all, this is showing that the technology of flight has been here before, where the Wright brothers' story, creating the first plane in the 1800s, would be a massive lie, where they have this information stored and giving it back to us slowly, as we have discussed. Secondly, they mention in the tablets that the land of Mu was in the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean has been named the Pacific Ocean for 13,000 years? Or was the land of Mu here much closer to our timeline? Or is there more land? Not the entire continent, obviously, but are there other lands, possibly bigger than Easter Island and possibly bigger than Hawaii, left over from that cataclysmic event that are still here today and simply hidden from our maps and our flight paths, where our current day planes could simply just be flying around that area, where these hidden islands could be, hidden knowledge, where our flight paths are just circling it, the Garden of Eden, the place where humans had cities, where they learned to build palaces of marble, and learning all of the construction skills that we are all asking questions about worldwide today. We are all wondering who built these cathedrals. We all know at this point that the horse and wagon community did not hire Donkeys Incorporated in the 17 and 1800s to chisel away at some stone and marble and knock out the Cologne Cathedral. We know this. We know that they didn't hit the stone with a hammer, a little harder and with a little more precision than we do today. And their work just lasts forever, and ours doesn't. It's not about effort. There's knowledge involved here, and we are just getting started today. Welcome to episode 61 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day, and if